According to a Pew Research study, more and more Americans are choosing to lease homes, with the number higher than it's been in 50 years. Now, while some believe that renting a home comes with restrictions for decorating, this is quite far from the truth. There are ways to make lease-friendly design choices without breaking the bank, or at least that is what our next guest says. We're happy to welcome interior designer Emily Henderson to the show. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so I'm not surprised to hear that more and more people are leasing or renting their homes, but I'm glad that you're saying, listen, you can still make it yours. It can still feel like yours.
Yeah, I think that people want some flexibility, but then they still want their house to look like them, right?
Yeah.
And so I teamed up with Invitations Home to come up with all these like lease-friendly design ideas, so they don't walk into a house that they're leasing and think like, oh, I can't do anything. It can't be mine, because it can. So we did this show house, which is where I am right now. It's a Make It Home show house, and there's 5 different designers, and we took each room and really reimagined it with tips that were specifically lease-friendly and budget-oriented, and you'll see all of those in the design forecast that we've come up with, and as well as trends and other clever ideas.
So can you share some of them with us this morning? I'm eager to hear them.
I can. Okay, so behind me you'll see this gallery wall. So instead of leaving your house walls blank, which I think a lot of people are scared to hang up art, right? Especially in a leased home. But Invitations Home, you can put holes in the wall, by the way. Instead, we chose to get like really personal pieces. So there's like a vintage record, there's a love letter, there's postcards. These were all vintage, but imagine just going to your own attic or your scrapbook, your kids' art, and just framing anything that's two-dimensional that means something to you. That can become a piece of art, and it's infusing your house with soul. It's also decorating it. Like now there's this really beautiful focal point on the wall. So I like to get people to not be so intimidated by art and just look around what they already have that they can frame.
Well, you know, it's interesting. You mentioned the white walls, but I feel like that's kind of in right now, because I know some people would be hesitant, or, you know, maybe not wanting to painting, you know, in a home that you're renting or leasing, but white is in. Especially if you put color with art.
Yeah, that's why we left it white, and you can repaint back to whatever color if we wanted to paint it a splashier color. But we left it white, but then we added a lot of color and texture and pattern within it. So, you know, and a lot of people, they want to know how to add life into their leased home, and that's how. So I chose blue first. Here's how I did. And then I went to the color wheel. It's scientific, but it's not. It's simple. And then I chose the color on the opposite side of the color wheel to accent it and to help it feel balanced and cohesive. And then I added more pattern and more texture. And so when you have a blank slate like this, you can really make it yours by adding color, texture, and pattern.
And then you can change it. It's super easy to change if you get bored with it a couple months down the road, right?
That's right. But also, yeah, it is on trend. Like it feels good, and it feels really warm, and it allows for what you have to really pop.
All right, well, where can we go for more design ideas? Because I know we just scratched the surface with you this morning.
There are a lot, guys. You can go to invitationshome.com/makeithome, where there's a whole trend forecast, all the design ideas, and all the photos of this show house that can reference those.
All right, well, thank you so much for your time this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.